Yeah, now we can see your screen.
Okay.
And as I talk, I see myself too. All right.
So this is what I came up with.
Yeah, just go ahead and tell what you've done so we can.
Yeah. So when you started, it says how many sides, and then you just put in the number, and it draws it.
And try 1, see what happens. I'm curious. Okay, try 12.
12.
I know it's gonna work, but I just want to really see it. I don't. Okay. Cool. Can you explain your code a little bit and what you've done? Like when you click that green button, then what happens? You start from one position. Just explain very shortly, but so we can understand.
Yeah. So the first one here, go to X 0 and Y 130. That's where I wanted the star to be when you hit the little green button. So I put that there. And then I wanted him to be facing like normal. So I put point and direction 90. If you change it to something different, he can be upside down and stuff like that. So 90 was the perfect one so that he's looking over to the right. I set size to 25% because it's a really huge sprite. So I wanted him to be smaller. So I set size to 25% so that he'd be tinier and you could actually see the shape being drawn.
Okay.
And then I put the command of clear because if you don't put that there, then what happens is each time that you play it, it's going to keep on drawing different shapes and never erase it. So the first thing that it does is ask how many sides. And then whatever answer you have. So like if the answer equals answer,
okay.
Then, so you can put any answer there. Like if answer equals 90, then it's going to repeat this sequence down here 90 times. So what it's going to do is it's going to put the pen down so it draws, and then it's going to change the size of the ink to 3 instead of 1. It's going to turn it by, well, there's like, 360 degrees directionals that you could potentially go in. So I just put 360 degrees divided by whatever the answer is.
So if
you wanted to have 90
sides,
if it's a triangle, yeah, so it would be 360 divided by 3, so that'd be 120 degrees each time is what it would be turning.
Okay.
And then I put move 25 steps so that the lines would be big enough. And then I had it wait 1 second each time that it drew the line, because if I didn't have it wait at least 1 second, it just instantly drew it. So,
yeah, it's too fast.
Yeah. And then I put pen up to end the drawing.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's nice. It's a little bit different than what I would do, but mainly it's the same. Maya, what do you think? Do you have any questions or any feedback for Tiffany?
I think it looks really great. I thought you made a lot of choices there that I could tell that you revised as you were learning and went back and made some edits. And yeah, I think it looks really great. Good job.
Nice job, Tiffany. And if you go back to your screen again, I have a question. Let's see. Bring your okay. Why do you have to put that if function? I mean, if answer is always going to be equal to answer, right? So basically, that condition is always going to be true. But what's the purpose of that if function there? Just want to try it, or do you have other reasons?
I thought that was needed to kind of, to tell it to do certain things. Is it not needed?
Well, you think about this. Now, whatever the answer is, they say like 3. So 3 is always going to be equal to 3, right? I mean, so you always meet that condition regardless of whatever the value is put. So that information is being used inside the repeat in any way. So maybe, I mean, if you just want to try, I think that probably that if function doesn't add anything, although it just like adds a line, so it has to be checked because you put there, but it may still work without it. So if you don't mind, just hold entire if and try to drag to the right side, just separate from the rest of the code. Yeah, and now take the repeat and put up there, and then keep the if somewhere, so a little bit far. So what we do is like when they ask the question, and it will repeat like if it's 5, that thing, whatever you put there, and see if it's going to work actually. Start and okay.
Oh, cool.
You can put 2
so
maybe.
It works without it.
Yeah. Okay. Because when you do 2, it's going to divide 360 by 2. That means 180 degree. It will just go back and forth. So that makes sense. So so it works. I mean, do you see why you don't need the if here? I mean, because that condition will be met regardless. I mean, unless you say that, you know, if it's more than, let's say, 3, if it's anything more than a triangle, like a rectangle or octagon or something, maybe you give some messages. I mean, unless, you know, you want something like that, there's no need for that, but it still work without it. I mean, the advantage of using it without the less code is that your program will run much faster. Although one line really doesn't matter. It doesn't really make a big difference in terms of speed, but I think if there's a lot of repeat functions, it might make a difference in how fast the code will run. But that's cool. Nice. All right. And anything else that you want to say about this program?
No, not really.
Okay. How about you, Maya? Do you have anything that you want to show?
I have not gotten a chance to do anything yet. I apologize.
That's okay. It's not required. I mean, it's more like if you have something that you can share, and actually gives you a good opportunity to practice, and there's nothing to worry about it. And I think it's fine. No worries. But can I share what I did? I mean, it's very similar to Tiffany's example, but I added another, I think, stuff. If you guys want to see it, let me show you that. Well, I think you have no choice. I'm going to show it.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
captive audience. Very captive.
Wow, you know, like you guys want to see it, like no sound. So it's like probably you don't want to see it, but you know what? I don't care. I want to show it.
Sounds good.
I'm going to share my entire screen. All right. All right. So do you see what I see? I guess like some.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Try to make it bigger so it will, I think, looks better. Let's see. Okay, see, like how many sides do you want to have on your shape? You know, like it will do the same thing. I have a different animal here. So like 5, and it will draw that, right? And then it asks you questions. You want to draw again? You know, if I say no, it won't draw. But if I say yes, it will start from the beginning. Okay, now how many sides do you want? Like right now, I just want like a triangle. And it will continue until I said no or anything else. Actually, let's say no. It stops. So that means I added something there. I'm gonna go back to smaller environment, and I'm gonna show the inside. But what do you think I made it there? I mean, it just keeps repeating, going back there. I mean, there's definitely an if and then function. I wonder, Tiffany, if you don't mind bringing up your example, and we try to ask that question there and see if it repeats each time we want to draw something. So maybe if you share your screen again, I'm going to go back to my other screen and turn off my Screen share. Okay. So we can see yours if you share your screen, and then we can see what we can do to add that option, so that whether we want to, yes, we want to go and draw one more time, or we don't want to draw, so it will do it. So I'm gonna, okay, there we go. So everything is fine here. We just like need to ask one question in the end, and I think we can ask that question right at the end, right? Like ask.
Right.
So if you bring that at the bottom of the repeat, let's bring that up.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, we see
Yep.
it. So do you want to draw again? Yeah. And then if the answer is yes, we're going to go back. So there might be an if and then function. We can do that. I try with the if and then, but let's see, what would you do if, go ahead. If the answer, if you can drag answer, no, go there, that's fine, sensing. There's the answer there again, like you drag it. But we're gonna, if answer is what? Like we're gonna create some operations. Just keep it on
answer
the right
equals. Let's see. If
side. Yeah,
answer equals.
exactly. There is that function. So so we go back to sensing, and answer is up there. Yeah. If answer is what? Yes. And Scratch might be sensitive in terms of I think capitalizing or something. So you might add or option too, but we want to use actually yes, all lowercase, as an answer. So if it's answer yes, what do you want it to do it? You want to repeat the entire thing, right, from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to go back to the beginning? What should we do? If the answer is yes, what can we add in there? I mean, go to control options. Maybe there's something under control that allows us to go back at the beginning. So the control, like there's the, yeah, there we go. So is there anything that here you see that will make it start all from the beginning?
Forever.
Forever. Try it. I mean, so if it's yes, it's going to go back forever there. But I mean, we don't want to do it forever, because the answer might be no at some point, or something else. But if my goal is to repeat the entire thing, can I repeat the entire thing until it, like, as long as it meets a condition? Like there is something, it says repeat until.
Right. I'll repeat until.
Yeah. So we want to repeat everything. Like if you put around, not under there, I would say, I think we want to get rid of the if function, but keep the that thing you created, like keep it on the right side. Don't lose it. It's just somewhere on the right side. You can keep it. There you go. We will need that at some point. So you can remove that. So we want to repeat what? We want to repeat the entire thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the entire thing should get inside the repeat function, other than the when green arrow flag is clicked. So everything else should go inside that repeat until thing. So let's see if we can actually put that and drag the repeat until function over entire thing. Let's see if we can drag it.
This one?
Yeah. So put it around everything. Yeah, it should occupy everything. Let's see if it's there. There you go. Okay. There we go. Now, so, okay.
All right.
Yes. Only, okay, we will try it. I think we're gonna run into a problem, but we got the idea. Although it's gonna have some issues, because I think we have two questions, and each time the answer becomes something else. Because we ask a question, I don't know how is that gonna respond. Let's try it. How many sides? Do you want to draw again? How many sides? Nice. And just say no. So it stopped there, but it kept the entire thing. I mean, if you want to erase that thing, you know what to do. Just we have clear function, which you can put at the end of everything, or even like right before the repeat function. But it worked actually. Now I was worried about the fact that when we uh, answer a question, it answers whether it's yes or no. But then we also ask another question like how many sides. So I wasn't sure if the program was able to keep the right answer at the right time. And there are ways to handle it actually using variables. So each time actually you hold that value in a variable so you can keep it, because each time we ask another questions we lose the previous answer. But in this case it works because the questions I think were asked at the right time, and the answer is just basically let the program run. So it will work. And if you really want to get rid of the very final line, like you can go to pen and then draw maybe clear function one more time at the end of everything. Yeah. I would say at the end of everything. Maybe we'll give it a try, see what happens.
Oh, at the ends of here. Oh.
Yeah. See if that works now. Just say like 2, 3. Yeah. Cool. Yes. No. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can. How many sides? And I say no. Okay. Sounds good to me. What do you guys think?
It's cool.
Okay. Maya?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yes. I'm following.
Okay. All right. I mean, I was just like trying to use it, and actually, in the not next, I'm not sure which week was that, but we're gonna use variables that will give us more flexibility in terms of what we can do with the answers, and we can hold them, and we can do whatever we want to do with those answers. I mean, in our case, we are not able to hold a value when the second question is asked. The answer replaces the first answer, so we definitely want to use variables at some point, but so far, I mean, in terms of practicing with Scratch, this is good enough, and it's kind of fun. So, do you guys have other experiences so far with Scratch? I heard Tiffany try a few other things. What have you been doing other than this, Tiffany?
And just that. That's what I played around with today. Yeah.
Okay, great. I mean, later I will also share some other examples. I think if you really like it, and if you become so obsessed, which is okay to be obsessed. I was obsessed at some point, and do other things that probably didn't make sense to many people, but that's a way to, I think, learn the skills. You just like keep trying it and working on it. I mean, everything really counts, and if you don't use it, like I haven't used it actually since, let's say, last year, and I started to look back at the beginning of the semester. So it took for a while for me to just get back to the same level of skills. So if you don't use it, we kind of tend to forget as well, and that might be something important for us to consider, because one of the things we are going to do in this class is to develop a teaching framework, and and that includes, how you want to make sure the teachers actually are able to help themselves as well as their students do something, um, and learn the content through coding, through computational thinking and Scratch, and part of it, actually, part of the time will be allocated to the technical skills. We tried a couple of projects in the past with a few teachers. One of the issues is actually the level of technical skills on the teacher side. So they really need some time with their students just to play around, to work with in Scratch without really having to worry about some other things. So once they have some proficiency, then they move on to focusing on the content, whether it's mathematics, whether if it's science or language or social science. So I think that's something we want to keep in mind. But I just wanted to bring it up at this point. So and for next Wednesday, I mean, it seems like Tiffany already finished what she's supposed to. But Maya, if you want to go and develop something similar, you can do that. Or you can answer any of the two questions on the 2 pages between 44 to 46.
Okay.
There are different questions, and Tiffany, feel free to do change if you want to add more. It's up. I mean, you don't have to stop at this point, but as far as the requirement for next week, you've already completed. But don't let me stop you. So if you want to be obsessed with that, go for it. All right.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, Maya, Tiffany, and Danielle, I mean, I'm sure she's going to be watching this. Just feel free to shoot me an email. I mean, if you want to actually show your graphics and your program again through Google Hangout, other than this time, that's okay. We can still schedule some other meetings to go over it if needed. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions about either today's topic or something else about, related to our course?
No questions.
Okay.
Nope, I'm set here. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for your time again, and I'll be looking forward to your games. Just post this game, Tiffany, on the blog page, and then of course you will be revising or remixing one of your peers' posting as well. But let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for your time. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.